Hey, this is Mike. I want to tell you a quick story. I used to do short sales. What a short sale is where somebody owes more to a bank than the property's worth because of a declining market, which is kind of what we're starting into now, right? And this was back in '07, I believe. So I made an offer to a bank. If I recall, they owed, I think it was $80,000 or $85,000 or somewhere around that area to the bank. We're in Ohio, as you know. This is God's country, and you get good deals on stuff cheap. But I made a ridiculous offer to the bank. I don't know the exact number because it's been a while, obviously, 2007. But I offered, I think I got the house for around $25,000 or $30,000, and they took it. I turned around and sold the house. I wholesaled it at the time to a guy I knew, and I can't remember exactly what I made. That doesn't matter. I think I made, I don't know, $5,000 or $10,000, and I was out of my hair and I moved on. He was happy, I was happy, and he actually he did something that I probably nowadays I wouldn't do. But he allowed the person who was losing the house to stay in the house, and they were happy. It was their lifetime home. They continued living there, and he kept them. Well, in about 2013, he called me. Some life things that happened different in his life. Some things changed. I don't know if it was a divorce or something. He said, "Hey, do you want to buy the house back?" And at the time, he gave me the house back for, I think, $28,500. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is 2013. I looked it up. It was June of 2013. Now, when you're watching this, it's 2023, almost 9.5 years later, right? Now, let's do some math. I went to the tenant and I said, "Hey, I'm taking the house back over, blah, blah, blah." And he says, "Well, can I continue renting?" And I said, "Well, I guess I will." I was going to sell it, but I said, "Well, what do you want to pay a month?" Now, this was back then when rent was $750 a month. And I said, "Well, what do you want to pay a month?" And he said, "Well, let me tell you right now, I'm not paying a dime more than $895 a month." Now, I was going to ask him if he could afford $750, right? Because I was thinking, well, be a nice guy to the guy. But when he said, "I'm not paying a dime more than $895, I said, "Well, all right, I can probably accept that." Now, I've been collecting this rent on this dumb house. The reason not dumb house, but the reason I thought about it is I'm on the way to get rent today. Now, out of that $895 a month, let's say about $195 goes to taxes and insurance, and I'm only clearing $700 a month. This guy takes excellent care of this house. He's OCD. Not a hair is out of place. Every spoon is washed. Your shoes are up at the door. He does a great job of taking care of this. Now, do the math. If I net $700 a month for a year, that means the first year I made $8,400. Do you realize in 10 years times $8,400, I'm going to make $84,000 on this house? Guess what? I still own it because I give him a lease with an option to buy. How cool is that? Right? What's the house worth right now? This is in the vacation capital of the world, over, in other words, Toledo, Ohio. But on this particular house, it's probably worth $90,000, maybe $100,000, somewhere in that area. But the guy's still there. He's still happy, and things are marching forward. Oh, look, they raised gas prices today. Yeah, the president said we're making great strides, didn't he? Don't get me started. Anyways, this house makes me $84 a year. I'm happy. He's happy. And that was the moral of doing a lease with an option to buy. By the way, I've set him up so that he understands on this particular deal, he's responsible for any repair up to like $1,000. Anything over $1,000, I'll pay for. But anything less than $1,000, like if he needs to get a furnace fixed or water heater leaks or something like that, he pays for it. So anyways, this is Mike. Just want to give you a quick update. Thought you might enjoy this one.